What is going on, y'all? Welcome to the land of Reckless Logic. Please make sure you guys pop that like button, hit the subscribe button, and please smack the notification bell so do not miss any of my posts from me. But however, let's get straight into this video. I got a lot to say. Alrighty, y'all, what is going on? Let me put my banner up. Okay, so just so you guys know, welcome to the Reckless Bureau. Alrighty, so as you guys can already tell by the title of this video, I will be talking about August Alsina. Now, the seems like social media is going up in a frenzy because of the simple fact of allegedly, apparently he came out the closet, or he alluded to having a love interest. So before I do anything else, I'm going to run my fair use. And by the way, y'all, updated my fair use. I will be updating, playing my fair use intro. Then we'll get straight into the drama. Let's go. Disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, always constructive. Comment down below. News reporting, I guess that's what we doing. Teaching, hopefully y'all learn something. Scholarship, we ain't got no money. Education and research, so you can get a nasty piece of degree. Okay? Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Alrighty, y'all. Like y'all see, I done updated my fair use Playboy. Let me see. How are you doing? What's going on, Mary? How are you doing today? What's going on? All right, so let me get into the stuff. Okay, so first things first, let's talk about Mr. August Alsina. Let me pull this bad boy up. Bam. Okay, so Mr. August Alsina. For those who do not know who Mr. August Alsina is, Mr. August Alsina is an R&B singer. The only song I really know about August Alsina, I could be wrong, y'all, is I Love That Shit. But however, he is an R&B singer. He was caught up in the scandal entanglement with Gged Smith, as everybody knows, is a well-known Black actress, and also the wife of legendary Will Smith. So they did have an entanglement, and not only that, recently, August Alsina is literally on the cast of Vh1 The Surreal Life. And on that specific show, whatever, there was a scene, as you guys see right here, where he comes out the closet. So I'm going to play that video right now, and then I'm going to continue with the rest of my commentary. So let me do this right now, baby. Let me mute.
In so many ways, and this experience has taught me love in so many different forms and facets. I would like a love that feels limitless, and then what do you know, love showed up, but in a new way. I want to share that and really honor the person that I love and that loved me back and teaching me so much about love and healing. I want to do that in front of the world, because it defies all the constructs that one would say love is supposed to be or love should look like.
All right. Now, just from that little clip alone, social media, well, if not already, is about to go in a frenzy. But however, we're gonna get it, we're gonna dig a little bit deeper into everything that's going on. But how let me continue. I think that was the end of it. Let me just continue letting this play. All right, so I had to mute that only because of the simple fact of I don't need them trying to get my video the hell up out of here. I'm just saying. Okay, so first things first, let me just drop this for 2.5 seconds. So yes, he was on the Surreal Life by VH1, and that's the video that ended up coming out. Now, first things first, we're gonna deal with two different types of narratives that's going on. first things first, if this is true, because in my personal opinion, I don't believe that was him actually coming out with August Alsina. In my personal opinion, I've seen him speak, but also speak in a way, at least in this video, it was very vague. It was very vague. He never actually said, this is my boyfriend, this is my lover, this is my spouse, my partner. He just said, this is how someone shows me love, and they love me, I love them back, yada, yada, yada. Now, some can actually go into the idea of maybe this is his partner. But however, other people can also feed into the idea that this person may not be his partner. Now, so we're going to feed into two different narratives. All right, so first things first. If this, no matter what, I am happy for him. I'm happy for him. I love to see people, specifically when I seen the video, I love to see people feel like they got a weight lifted off their shoulders. I love to see them being able to come forth and come into the light, Caroline, about things that they felt like either had to be hidden or felt like it was weighing them down in a sense. Because also with that, in the past, at least in my personal opinion, I felt like August Alsina was going through I was like some challenges, because I do remember him going through some challenges, I think, with his health. And I do remember that he was taking care of his nieces. I believe it was his nieces, taking care of his nieces. And then not only that, it seemed like he was going through some episodes of mental health. Now, that's what I believe I've seen of him. But I do remember, so all of that's alleged, but I do remember at one point in time, I was very much worried about August Alsina. At one point in time, I was like, is he okay or whatever? So I'm very happy that it seems like he's in a much more happier space, at least in my opinion. All righty. Let's actually go through the comment section. Let's see what the people are saying, baby. Let's see what they're saying. So I'm gonna pull this back up. All righty. So let's see what the people are saying. All right. So this is, of course, by the Jasmine brand, the brand that I love so very much. All right. So we got Angela Yee. One thing August is gonna do is tell the truth. I do agree. Someone else said, why is he speaking like it's spoken word? And that goes to what I said. I said he's speaking so vague. You can kind of allude to it, kind of hint towards it, but we just kind of don't know. Now, Fifi said, so he's gay, right? Either way, happy he's living in his truth. Now, let me say this. He's not gay. That wouldn't be, unless he actually comes out and say that he is gay, but he's not gay or same-gender loving. If anything, he would be bisexual, because remember, he had the whole entanglement with Jada. So that would be classified as bisexual. Someone that says, wait, I'm confusion. I guess you are, baby. Now, Virgo says, I'll be damned. I can tell by his mannerisms, Jada hurt this man to no return. Jeez. Now, I thought this is very interesting, because it's actually going to go into what I will be talking about a little bit later, how I feel like since we put a big giant standard on melanated men in order, like they have to reach this standard. If not, they're gay or they're bi or they're not straight. You get what I'm saying? So I will be talking about that. Let me see. I love when people live in their truth. Kudos to you, sir. Chris says, oh, the show made me fall for him. He's such a sweet soul. Congratulations to him. Okay, it says he must. Okay, the other person says, I mean, he must have been in the same closet as the Brett, because baby, we been knew. We was just waiting for you. Okay, so then here's the thing. I really want to see, because I saw a lot of comments like this. I really want to see what everybody was saying, as in we been new. Because my thing is this. Can I do this? Oh, I do not like that setup. Let me go back. That shit ugly as hell. All right, so let me, what about him, quote unquote, how could you tell? How could you tell that he was, quote unquote, bisexual or gay? Let me see that part right. Okay, so no one's not gonna explain it. So glad he's come to terms with who he chooses to love and decide to let us in on it. Love is so sweet. Let me see. Okay, here we go. Now, someone else said the music industry. Watch his career take off because of this post. Baby, they love trying to equate a lot of queer people's happiness. But even then, he never actually, well, that's me dealing with the narrative if this is actually him coming out. They always try to equate queer people's happiness to instant success. So it says exactly, takeoff. It says, where have you been? All he got to do is drop again. No, it won't. Okay, someone else is saying, let me see. It says, we not gonna act like he been, okay, really selling, sis, but his music might be better now that he is in the happier headspace or whatever. I knew it. Okay, how did you know? That's the question. I want to know, how do people know? Me too. Okay, so these people just talking real vague. Everybody's saying that they know, but they won't actually say how they know. So let's go to somewhere else. Let me stop sharing this for 2.5 seconds. All right, so yes, so I'm actually happy, but however, for me personally, I really don't care if he is coming out or not. But however, I'm just glad that he is in a better headspace and he seems much happier. Let me share this, baby. Let's go to the shade room. Okay, that's the shade room. Now Christian Banks says, that's right, twin. Love wins. Oh, they cute. Now, somehow Jada is the reason for this. I don't know how. Someone, B. Scott said, love is love. Now, then, of course, from what's his name? From TMZ. Well, I don't know if he still works there, but I think he is still at TMZ. It says, publicity stunt. When everyone is watching next week, he will say this dude taught him how to love like a good homie and play Uno at a high level. You heard it here first. That could also be true. Now, that could also be true as well. Tommy, a lot of y'all need to follow up and stop wasting our time, honestly. I don't know what the hell she's talking about. Let me see. Miss Bling Miami. I think August loves everyone and everything. I don't think this is coming out video at all. I think this man helped him heal, and I do agree, and he truly loves him for that. If I'm wrong, I stand corrected. However, I'm genuinely happy for his happiness. August has been through enough and deserves love and happiness. And I 100% agree with this statement. Because I'm not going to lie, I used to be in the mindset of thinking that every single time a man actually came, not really, I don't want to play on words, came out and showed affection to other men, that automatically just, oh, hey, that automatically meant that he was queer or gay and or same gender loving. And that's not always the case. We also have to normalize melanated men being able to show affection to each other without insulting or questioning their own sexual orientation. Because also in the very same conversations, we literally talk about how melanated men, because we're having a melanated context, that they're so aggressive. They're talked about this toxic, patriarchal, hyper masculine. But however, when they start to have other forms of masculinity that may not even show in the more aggressive, assertive, or extreme way, we cannot in the same aspect demonize people for it. Okay, we can't ask for melanated men to not be this toxic patriarchal person, and then when they show you the non-toxic patriarchal person, you're trying to vilify them for it. Come on, vilify. Come on, vocabulary. Yes, ma'am. All right, so let me go down. But I do agree with, let me like that. I like that comment. I usually don't like stuff from the shade room because, girl, they just be doing the most. The shade. No, so it was really, so it was really him and Will. There we go. And this is this is what I mean when people vilify people for, at least if he is coming out. And then we wonder why DL culture is the way that it is. Let me see. And that got come on, 888. Come on, angel number. It got 888 likes. 888 likes. Now I was gonna go through. Let me see. I probably should go through the review of the replies. Probably was both. Someone else said, go to hell. First thing I said, okay, I ain't finna go through all that. Let me do a few more. Then I'm gonna go to this other video I seen. It says, am I the only one that doesn't think this means that this man is involved with him on a sexual or intimate level? And that's what I was saying. He only stated that this is the person that's teaching him about love and how to love. And how do you get a well-ass relationship? I said well, a whole-ass relationship and sexual orientation out of that. The episode ended with that cliffhanger. I'm sure it'll be cleared up next show. Guess we will all tune in. I guess so. Oh my God, everybody got a nigga but me, girl, I guess. So Jada was doing the bending. And this is what I mean. Just assuming that just because if you go with the narrative that he is queer, just assuming that him being queer, same gender loving, if we go with that narrative, that he's automatically being bent over, which is automatically one of the insults that gets put out to queer people, openly queer people. And this is the reason why, specifically for women that have such a hard time or really have a disgust for the DL culture and the DL community, but yet you contribute to why the DL culture even exists. That's just no shade. So let me share this other one because I actually seen something else. Now I kind of just went through it, but we're gonna go through it right here. Let's see. What's going on, chat? How y'all doing? Hey, Kelps. What's going on, Mary? All right, so this is it. Yes. Okay, so this is someone else's video. So someone says all he has to do is give me his skincare routine. I know that's right, because his skincare is A to the 1. Okay. Now it says, I don't know why everyone is so shocked. I've been saying to myself for years this very thing about him. I always thought he was fine as fuck, but I still knew he was blank, blank, blank gay. All right, so it's about time he came out. I always suspected he was in the closet. So my thing, I really want people to expound and explain this. Why do you think that he was in the closet? And I want to dig into a couple of reasons why, but I'm gonna wait on that though. Now I'm gonna try to aim for this video to be 35 minutes at the most, because baby, I ain't trying to be all night. Okay, let me see. Let me go back. There we go. Now it's a surprise, but not really. In one episode, I could have sworn Dennis was trying to come onto him, and he kind of laughed it off. Interesting. No love lost. He's an amazing artist. I wish him the best. Once upon a time, he was my hall pass. Once upon a time. But here's the thing. He can still be a hall pass. He is not gay unless he actually comes out and say he's gay. If anything, he's bisexual. There has been, to my knowledge, there has been a plethora of incidences of him sleeping with women. And also, if you want to use one instance for example, Jada, Will and Jada. So I wouldn't say that he's quote unquote gay. I'll probably say he's bisexual. And even then he can still be a hall pass. And on top of that, let me put that down because that's another conversation we got to talk about. Okay, gotta make sure I put that down because I'm gonna make sure I touch up on that. All right, it says that don't confirm he's gay. Couples grown kiss. They embrace like homeboys. And I could also be, because to keep in mind, he said love. He never actually specified what type of love. Jada was never going to commit to that when she's already with Will shit to deal with. I guess. I knew it. LOL. Thanks, Nick. I used to love the show, The Surreal Life. I don't know. It's still played on TV. Okay, let me see. I have seen a comment in here. There we go. Right here. So you see how God works? I done said I was looking for the comment and it popped right up. Look at God. Praise him. It says, oh my goodness. I'm lost for words. I'm completely heartbroken. Total shock. Why are y'all heartbroken? Like, I'm really trying to understand. Why are y'all heartbroken? You should be no reason why you're heartbroken, because he's still bisexual. If anything, he's bisexual. He is not gay. But we're going to get into that a little bit lower. Okay, so let me see this. Make sure I write this stuff down. Okay, so first things first. So we done went through that. Now, I do want to discuss and talk about how... Oh, girl, I want to make sure I take this down now. Okay, so first thing first, I'm really happy for this. If this is love, if this is a boyfriend thing, or this is even a friendship or whatever, I am happy. Either way, because on one aspect, We have to accept people for living in their truth, especially if you demonize DL culture. And then on top of that, on the other end, we also have to normalize melanated men being able to show affection to each other and being able to be showcase emotion. And then on top of that, not demonize them for it, especially when we understand when the demonization of those things a lot of times put them back in that toxic space. So I really do believe this is breaking down barriers. Let me put this up real quick, y'all, because Gary, I got a lot going on over here, and we got to get it together, okay? But yes, this is breaking down barriers. Oh, don't fall now, baby. Ooh, and things over here fall. I'm over messed up the church's money. Okay. So yes, we're over here breaking down barriers. It's breaking down barriers if you actually look at this. If you look at the state of the culture, the state of society, where we have a Zaya Wade that's actually into the society, where we have an August Alsina, even if, and I'm gonna say it again, even if he's not actually in a relationship, let's normalize Black men showing affection to each other. That doesn't mean you want to have sexual intercourse with the other person. Being able to normalize melanated men showing affection towards each other in a brotherly way. Being able to see trans and non-binary queer people in media, in the world, being able to allow people to live in their truth, because we also have to talk about the trauma that's also put on people that may come through the guise of the religion, that may come through the guise of your household, that may come through the guise of society that's really, I guess, really hurting people in a way mentally. And I think, and also it's so funny how this literally just came up, and I was literally on Conscious TV's panel, and we were talking about how people have no problem or they take issue with having certain things taught to their children, as in humanizing a group of people that society has spent decades, centuries dehumanizing on a regular, but then take issue with the schools or certain programs trying to humanize the same people that they have dehumanized, and saying, I don't want that taught to my children, and saying things along the lines of, I want to teach those things. But yet you have no problem taking your same child to a church where they learn a lot of that hate. You have no problem taking your child to programs where they learn a lot of that hate. So based on that logic that people say is that you have no problem having your child learn hate at a very young age, but yet you have an issue with your child learning to humanize people that they're going to be in the world with. They're going to be in classrooms with these people. They're going to be at jobs with these people. Specifically, if we know that a lot of times corporations, jobs, they don't tolerate discrimination, then yes, if you want to protect yourself, then yes, you need to know about other forms, other pathways in life, that walks of life that people may go down, so you always show respect to somebody, and also cover your own ass, because we'll also be the same people to allow our children to have these mindsets of hate, or low-key teach them hate, and then get mad at the same racist system that already doesn't see it for melanated people, for punishing them because they basically walked into the line of fire. You get what I'm saying? If you understand that the system doesn't see it for you, then I guess one of the best ways to be able to navigate certain traps or bullets is learning how to respect people. And the only way you can do that is by learning other people and the way that they live their lives, even if that's not you. All right, so yes, talking about the trauma, talking about how the mental state of self-deletion. I can't say that word because girl, YouTube gonna get me the fuck up out of here. But self-deletion, the physical abuse, as in like when people go to hurt themselves, but also not even when people go to hurt themselves, is that when other people find out, all of a sudden other people want to harm you. So I really do believe that this is the era of breaking down barriers on all spectrums. Let me see. If I was still fucking about, I was swung that wasted girl. You ain't lying, girl. Me too. All right, so yes. Okay, so I do want to say that, but let me actually get into these conversations. Right now I'm at 25. I got 10 minutes left. Okay, so first things first, what I think about it. I believe that yes, this can go to the idea that they probably are a couple, probably are a thing, showing I don't know. But however, in my personal opinion, this does not confirm or deny the rumors, accusations, scutterbutt speculations of them being together. But however, it shows, but what he said is basically him showing love to someone who taught him how to love. And I do believe there's a bigger conversation of what are the different types of love? Because I feel like a lot of times we talk about the different types of love, but we never actually dig deep into those other aspects. And that's probably a different show I'm probably going to have to do. No shade. But he could be talking about being able, a person, a friend, an artist, a brother, because I do believe that I've seen him say, or at least the blogs, say that this was his artist. And this specific person teaching him about self-love. And I'm gonna be honest, self-love is one of the most powerful things ever. And I believe, this is Reckless Logic speaking, this is not me speaking for everybody else. I believe the reason why we're going through a lot of these gender wars, a lot of these gender battles is because of the simple fact of a lot of self-love is missing. Because I'm not gonna lie, now the reason I can really speak for that is because I kind of went through it. Well, I'm not gonna say kind of, I went through it myself. And with me going through this absence of self-love and not really having an idea of what that really was. Hold on, y'all, my lips are dry, y'all. And me not really realizing what that was. When I was younger, I was desperate for a relationship. I need a relationship. I was codependent. It was toxic. I was codependent. It was toxic because I wanted a relationship so bad. Because I guess I had this idea if somebody was willing to be with me, then I had value. And that is not the case. That's why I'm saying not the case at all. Because the reason why it made it toxic as well is because I would basically, when you have that mindset, you'll basically do anything to be in a relationship. And y'all make sure y'all like this video, y'all. You'll do anything to be in a relationship. And that's where I was mentally. I was willing to do anything to be in a relationship. And I was very much codependent. Very much codependent. But however, once I actually learned the value of self-love, a lot of things that I used to tolerate, a lot of things that I used to let slide, I don't let it slide no more. Like a lot of things is like, girl, like, boy, you don't get the fuck. I'm motherfucking, like, I do that now. Like, you really trying to pull that? Boy, you gotta go. And I feel like once you actually have that love, it just puts you on a whole different frequency. But yes, he could be talking about self-love. He could be also showing affection to somebody. But however, not really fucking them. Or it could be just gay. I mean, bisexual. Yeah, so another thing, okay, so let's talk about this whole bisexual thing. So with that comment that actually showed, let me go back. Yeah, the one that says, "Oh my fucking goodness, I'm lost for words. I'm completely heartbroken. Total shock." Here's the thing: he's bisexual. Unless he comes out and actually state different. He's bisexual. He's not gay. Bisexual men specifically still have the capacity to be with heterosexual, bisexual women. They still have that capacity, that range to do so. Gay men, they don't have that range. They don't have that range at all. Well, I hope he's being honest. Well, yeah, he has no. Well, I'm pretty sure. No, I don't think no one would lie about that. But even then, that's the thing. He never actually said it. He never said if that's what it was. It was kind of more of a. It was an open-ended. It was open-ended. It was vague. But this whole thing about this bisexual thing. Now this is where we're gonna probably get a little bit of a scuffle. Here's the thing. A lot of times, a lot of women. Just so you guys know, we're about to get into the scuffle. A lot of women talk about how there's no eligible black men around, and now we're gonna get to this whole thing about preference, because I feel like I love y'all dearly, but I'm about to grab y'all by your hairs. Now I'm gonna try to end this video at 45. I'm at 30 right now, y'all. So here's the thing. A lot of times we get into different conversations. We always hear about not saying me, but a lot of women say things along the lines of not having eligible black men, melanated men to date. And here's the thing. With the factor of, when you factor in a lot of the black men, melanated men may also be taken off this earth. I'm about to say the M word, taken off the earth. You got to factor that in. Then you also have to take into account the men that are incarcerated that will never see the light of day. Then you also have to take into account the queer men. You also have to take into account the men that you deem that don't reach your standards when it comes to financially. But here's the issue, that whenever we get into the bisexual conversation, a lot of times when I have a lot of women speak, they literally say things that equates bisexuality to cheating. And that's problematic. That's problematic because the simple fact is that if your agreement, which is a mono, poly, whatever relationship, if your agreement is we're going to be in a mono relationship, which means that me and you are in a relationship, nobody else can come in between that. If that's the agreement, then that's the agreement. Being bisexual does not mean or equate to cheating. Because the simple fact of, if that's the case, a lot of these niggas would be considered bisexual in a sense, because they've been cheating up a motherfucking storm. But however, the conversation is not surrounded around their sexual orientation. The conversation should be surrounded around infidelity, because there are a plethora of bisexual men that are well respected. They respect women. They aren't cheaters. They're just bisexual. But however, a lot of people would discount them out of the equation because of this fear. Because of this fear that you might cheat. Because of this fear, me not being able to, and it's something I hear all the time, me not being able to compete. And they're not even understanding that the competing part actually comes into effect because of the patriarchal system that we all live up under. Now, I do understand, and let me do this real quick, because I do understand that people, let me see. Let me look up the definition real quick. A lot of people going to say things like, we don't live under patriarchy. Because, girl, let me just get 25. Ooh, let me do this, baby. Okay, so let me share my screen. What is a patriarchy? Add the stream, baby. All right, so first things first, let me read this bad boy. So patriarchy, a system of society or government in which the father or eldest male is head of the family and descent is traced through the male line. Now, another one says a system of society or government in which men hold the power and women are largely excluded from it. Now it says a society or community organized on a patriarchal lines. We still live in a patriarchy because, for one, a society or community organized on patriarchal lines, and also the first one that says that in which the father or eldest male is head of the family and descent is traced through the male line. Last time I checked, a majority of children aren't receiving their wife's last name. A lot of the times they receive the father's last name. And then the second one says, well, actually the first bullet point, it says a system of society or government in which men hold the power and women are largely excluded from it. Most of our government are men holding the power. Yes, there's women inside the court system, inside of the judicial system, inside of the government, but however, it's still largely ran by men. So yes, we still live in a patriarchy. I had to just do that real quick because I understand people be coming up here trying to tussle. I'm just saying. All right, so it's coming like this. Bisexual males are selfish. That's the thing. That is the thing. Bisexuality does not equate to infidelity. It does not. That's just a sexual orientation. The same way how you as a I'm assuming heterosexual woman, I don't know, heterosexual woman, man, I don't know, but let's just say you as a heterosexual, you literally, I'm a transsexual reckless. This is why I wanted to say something on CT. Oh, okay. Hey, how you doing, baby? What's going on? How you doing? But it's the same reason how you as transsexual, you as heterosexual, whatever, you guys go through life and you are able to be in a committed relationship no matter what your sexual identity may be or sexual orientation is, but yet you have the discipline to be able to control your urges. Not saying that you're not going to be attracted to other people that you see. Because this idea of thinking just because you're in a relationship, all of a sudden you're not attracted to people, that's fake. I'm sorry, that's fake. But however, you have the decency and the respect and the love for the other person not to do that to them. You get what I'm saying? So bisexuality does not equate to infidelity. Because if that's the case, a lot of y'all baby daddies are infidelity are bisexual. No shade. But that does have truth to it, but no shade. All right, but yes, this whole bisexuality. Now let's actually tackle this of why people, I believe people think that he is gay. Y'all make sure y'all thumbs up this video, and that is on period. Okay. All right, so let me see. And y'all make sure y'all follow all my other platforms. Another thing as well, before I get into this last point, please follow me on Instagram. If you have an Instagram, follow me on Instagram. My old Instagram got hacked. And the name of that Instagram is Strictly Reckless. Do not, I'm gonna say it again, do not follow that profile. My new Instagram is in the description box. If you hit the Linktree link, that has all of my current social medias. Alrighty, I gotta start from the beginning, baby. But yes, if you follow me on Instagram, then you'll be able to see when I'm going live and stuff. Now, I do want to let's actually talk about why I believe that people thought that August Alsina was gay, bisexual, etc. Now, for one, I do believe that colorism does have something to play with this. I think colorism does have a hand in this. Reason being is because of the simple fact of, well, for one, we tell men all the time about this toxic patriarchal system. We tell them all the time about the toxicity and how no one is surviving the toxicity. Melanated men aren't surviving because they murdering each other. Melanated men aren't protecting anybody because they're murdering their women. Melanated men aren't protecting the children because when they find their children are queer, they putting them out on the street. Not saying that other people don't have their hand in it, but saying that how this system may affect themselves and other individuals. Now, that's one. Two, I do believe that with the demonization of melanated men showing affection to one another, that has a hand to play in it, like I said earlier. But also, like I said, I feel like colorism plays a part too. If you notice, darker skin, having more pigmentation in your skin comes off as a masculine thing. But however, before I do that, let me share my screen. What is colorism? Now, what is colorism? It's a form of anti-blackness, just all in all. But let's actually see. Let me see. Colorism. Another thing too is that I'm gonna get to a point, well, not a point. I'm gonna make it my business to spell a color like that with the U in it, because that's so cute to me. I don't know why. All right, it says colorism, prejudice or discrimination. Wait, is my screen up? Okay, my screen is up. I had to make sure. Okay, it says prejudice or discrimination against individuals with a dark skin tone, typically among people of the same ethnic or racial group. So yes, It's anti-blackness. Yes, it's a form of racism, but since it's in-house, it's considered colorism. It's the same way you have homophobia, but however, if it's like gay on gay or bisexual on gay, or if it's in-house, it's internalized homophobia. All righty, let me see. There we go. Where are we? Where was it? So yes, if let me see, let's look for a dark-skinned woman. Because this also goes to the conversation of skin women. This also go to the conversation of surround. Hopefully, there's no porn on here. Okay, I'm good. Okay. This also goes into the conversation of how colorism affects dark-skinned women. Of how a lot of times they are more likely to be considered masculine or aggressive or assertive. And you know what? Let me pull this up because I also have. Oh, if I can find it. Let me see if I can find this. Y'all, okay, I said this is going to be done at 45, but girl, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Let me see. Right here. Here we go. Here we go. Baby, I remember. Yes. Yes, ma'am. If I can, this is, bam, right here. There we go. Let me make this screen big. Okay, here we go. So, yes, let's get into the masculinity and femme. All right. So, feminine qualities: receptive, passive, contractive, intuitive, inward. Masculine qualities: projective, active, giving, expansive, outward. Now we have the natural feminine and the natural masculine. But also down here we have the wounded feminine and the wounded masculine. Now, here's the thing: the natural feminine. Unconditional love, understanding, nurturing, tenderness, kindness, intuitive, creative, feeling, stillness, flow, radiance, surrender, serenity, sensitivity, emotional, ease, allowing. You know, girl, they love trying to use that emotional word against people. Natural masculine, confidence, inner strength, responsibility, focus, logic. Okay, so you guys understand the context. Now, let me do this. Let me exit this full screen. Now, I'll drop the link for 2.5 seconds. Okay, so here's the thing, though. Oh, let me get my stuff together over here. So this is what plays into the colorism aspect of things, because the lighter that you are in skin complexion, the more feminine you are when it deals with colorism. And the more darker that you are in pigmentation, the more masculine you are. This also goes to, like I said, with dark-skinned women, they're deemed as more assertive. They're demonized more for being assertive, attacking, masculine presenting. But however, when it comes down to light-skinned men, they're deemed as more feminine. They're deemed as more feminine. As in, oh, you just a pretty boy. Oh, you just light skinned. Oh, you ain't gonna do nothing. Them light skins ain't gonna do nothing. And even though a lot of these jokes in the culture are just jokes, they also hold truth, and they also have a little bit of truth to a bigger conversation. Now, if you don't know, the reason why we even view those things and say those things, obviously, is because of white supremacy. That's really what it comes from. Baby. So yeah, I was showing that. I completely forgot. But yeah, that's where all of that comes from. Let me put it back. Let me do this. Alrighty. Let me drop the link. Oh shoot. Bam. There we go. Y'all make sure y'all like this video, y'all. But as of right now, I'm gonna be honest with you. Let me take this off. But but as of right now, the whole thing about August Alsina and him coming out, I don't think that was actually him coming out. I think it was kind of a safe response for him. And then on top of that, he's on a show. And on the show, they're going to make it in a way, if they have to, make it in a way to really draw people in and really grab the views. All right, so yeah, that's really it. I really don't think that was him coming out. Now, that may have been coming out, but I'm gonna leave room for him to be able to tell us his story and instead of us coming to a conclusion for him. I'm gonna do that. Okay, let me take this off, girl. How the hell? Now I haven't done this in a while, so I'm being able to. So yeah, I dropped the link, y'all. Hey,
Hi, how are you, Reckless?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I was trying to get through CTV earlier, but I could not.
Oh, okay, that's probably fine. So, what are your thoughts? How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. I'm from New York. I'm also pansexual, so I'm from New York. I was
Okay,
I'm sorry I'm not on camera. I don't like to be
y'all
public
good.
per se. Um um I think T.S Madison needs to apologize. And
Oh
that's why I was
Lord
trying to
Jesus! Wait. That's not the video. That's not the video.
I know I know it's not the video. I know it's not. I know it's not.
Okay,
But it could lead into what you're saying,
okay.
and
I'm gonna, I'm,
I
I'm,
could.
I'm gonna let you rock, but we're gonna see if it's gonna land where we're gonna land it. Okay, let's go. I'm,
Okay, I'm explaining
I'm,
for you. I'm explaining for you.
yeah.
Okay, if we live in a patriotic system, right, and she's a woman, right, T.S. Madison, I'm a transsexual, right. We live in a patriotic system, and one of our sisters get hurt, whether that's a transsexual or non-transsexual, right? Meaning um, someone who's non-transsexual. Okay, so um, sorry, I'm a little nervous. I'm kind of walking back and forth. So let me sit down. So my thing is that if we are both under that same system, a transsexual and a biological female. I don't like saying that, but I'm just saying that so you can understand. Um, and if we're both living under that same system, underneath that same system, we're both penalized for the feminine qualities that we both express. I think she should apologize because when it comes to life and death, um, it shows your humanity. It shows um, to say it was one of your kind or it was it was not one of us is to say I don't care. Even though she's not saying that. Even though she's not saying I don't care. When someone die and you say, well, that wasn't us, that was your group. That's to say, my group over here, we're good. Your group over there, you guys you have
Mm-hmm.
your issues.
Mm-hmm.
But we both groups have issues. Both
Mm-hmm.
groups both groups could identify with each other because we both have this almost the same not exactly the same struggle, but
Mm-hmm.
we struggle with the same the same policies that hold us back, the same laws that hold us back, the
Mm-hmm.
same things that hold us all back. And I, the thing is, I know her apologizing would probably be as some may take that and see that as as something she should be ashamed of. It should not. It should be something that she should say, you know what? I've learned from that, and I could be humble enough to say that that person, when I said that initially, I wasn't. Maybe she wasn't. I think she was thinking of the person, but maybe she wasn't thinking. None of us come alone,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
Like Reckless, I've been watching UNCDC for a while now,
Mm-hmm.
not longer than a year. Um, you're gay, I'm transgender. We all come from people, right? And when we come from people, we're all connected to those people. And when we're connected to those people, um, we live in a world where you're not seen alone. You may think, oh, I'm gay, I'm seen alone. You may think, oh, I'm female, I'm seen as this one individual, but you're
Mm-hmm.
not.
Mm-hmm.
a man don't see a female as one individual, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, so when T.S. Madison says, "Oh well, oh well, that's that group over there." I don't know her exact quote, but her,
Mm-hmm.
you can remind me. But that's that group over there. That don't have nothing to do with us. That's to say, um, that's not helping us, is it?
Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing, though, and this is the reason why I said that, and I still stand firm on Madison should not be apologizing, is because of the time frame. What ended up happening is that, of course, the tragedy ended up happening, but
Mm-hmm.
someone, I believe it was a man, someone ended up photoshopping Denasia. Ooh, I cannot get her name. The other woman's picture, the one that actually was fighting the victim in this case. So someone photoshopped the girl's picture, and they photoshopped her to a man, so in saying that it was a transgender woman that did that damage. And so when Madison, it came to so when it came across Madison's death, she let it be known, like, hold up. And also keep in mind, before Madison even said anything, people were already going with that narrative. And especially knowing how people are so quick to try to demonize trans people and are so thirsty. When I tell you, I went through so many content creators and they were thirsting after being able to possibly drag a transgender. So then when Madison came out and said, hold up, y'all want to sit up there trying to drag us? No, that was one of your own. And
We
let
know
it be
what Matt.
known that, hold up, I have no problem with it being, if it was, but however, you guys are wrong. And this is the example that Madison gave. Madison let it be known and said that it's the exact same way that when you have a white woman and she's getting sexually assaulted by another white man, but yet lies and say that it was a black man. And then now you have police on the backs of black men that did nothing wrong. Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. We're gonna correct this. And the thing about
But
it is
mm-hmm. This is the thing, Reckless. The reason why they go to Madison is because Madison's a public figure. Madison's the only black transsexual, not the only one, but the one that in particular are. She's accessible easily,
yeah.
right? But anyone could get to her through YouTube, through other ways of trying to conversate with her, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's easy to talk to her through that lens of her being somewhat famous.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're a public figure, you have to realize when you're speaking, a lot of celebrities forget, when you're a public figure, you have to realize when you're speaking to the public. So when you speak, anything you're selling towards the public and you degrade a certain group of people, then there go your profit of whatever you're trying to sell, because you then offended this certain group of people. Correct?
But here's the thing, and this is, and I want, because I have a question. Have
Wait,
you
wait, wait,
talked
wait,
to?
wait, 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 wait. So I haven't finished yet.
Okay, my
So
fault.
um, the, no, I'm sorry. It's your
Okay.
show. You could do whatever
No,
you want.
you
I
good.
respect your platform. So the thing is that the second thing is that Madison comparison of saying, well, what about if
Mm-hmm.
a white woman who says, oh, well, this black man touched me and he really didn't touch her. The thing is that Madison's not a white woman, right? That's a
No.
fact.
Yeah, it's a fact.
She's not, she's a woman, but she's not a white woman, correct?
Yes, not a white woman.
So, um, if she was, then probably other white people or people of her community would probably feel a certain way towards her. Madison's a black woman, so people towards her community feel a certain way towards her.
No, it's not that. It's also you. Okay, so this is another reason why we have to talk. What's going on, Mary? This is another reason why we have to talk about, and we also make a distinction between cis women and also trans women, because yes, all of you guys are women, but yet there are differences in experiences. So with cis women, certain things they may experience that may differ from trans women. Since trans women are transitioning, a lot of cis women probably wouldn't understand the transition part of things, and certain things that cis women go through, trans women may not always understand that as in through experience. You get what I'm saying? And so the thing
Right.
with Madison is that you guys are trying to demonize trans women and not fact check. But now you're looking crazy because it's not a trans woman, and all of that transphobia was coming out, spewing out. Now I'm going to give it back to you and let you guys know, no, it's one of your own. So,
But did she?
Mhm.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You good? You good?
Okay, but did she stop the demonizing, or did the volume go up even higher?
It went up. But my question to you is this: what did you expect her? If she said, "I'm sorry," did you really think it was going to stop there?
No, I'm saying
Because for the longest,
no, no. I'm not.
wait, but for the longest, queer people have always laid down and kissed the ring. So at what point will queer people be able to stand up for themselves? Okay, what's
I
going
get what you're. I get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying. But when it comes to life and death, we are living, right? We are
Yeah.
in the living world, right?
Yes.
This is someone who's not living, who can't feel and can't touch and can't speak. Correct?
Yes.
So
No, but
so
the trans person was, but the trans person was the person that, well, the alleged trans person that they thought was trans but really isn't. That person is still living. We're not talking about the actual victim in that specific case. We're talking about the person that they tried to make the villain trans, and it wasn't a trans thing.
But that's the thing, is that everyone you're speaking of is living.
Yes, yes. And since you're living, you're free, you're free to be talked about. You're living. We didn't say nothing about Shanquella. I will always butcher her name. We never talked about Shan. I'm just gonna call her Shan. We never said anything about Shan. Madison never said anything disrespectful about Shan.
Oh, you could say Miss Robinson. Her last name is Robinson.
She never said anything about Miss Robinson, but she did say something about, and even then, she didn't really say anything about the other lady. She just let it be known that the person wasn't trans. So why y'all sitting trying to demonize me or demonize?
I'm going to try to get you to understand by giving you a drastic explanation. Okay. Okay. If, God forbid, someone you know passed, like CTV, right? God forbid.
Hell no.
Wait. God forbid. No, it's a horrible example. So I just have to give him an example where he will understand. And could you imagine someone coming on your live now saying, "Oh well, or that person, that guy that did it, you know, he was gay. That's y'all people." How would you feel about that? Wouldn't that hurt you?
Would that hurt me?
Yes.
The one that's, if someone said that the person that,
like if a female that's non-trans come on your live and say, "Oh well, whoever did it to her," well, I look at CTV as a her, you know, whoever did it to her, respectfully, I love CTV. So whoever did it to her, you know, that's y'all problem because it's y'all people. That wouldn't hurt you.
That's the thing. Okay, so I think that's what a disconnect is. T.S Madison never actually said or even implied to that's your problem, as in that's your problem. I don't give a fuck.
But she did by saying it was one of yours.
No, she really didn't though.
She did.
She said that out of a moment of frustration. It was in retaliation, if you want to look at it like that. Like, someone had just basically was saying that to her and to the whole trans community. That's what these people that are being transphobic are saying. They're saying, look at that, it's a trans woman. Look at they're making it about whether or not this person is trans and not about what it is about, which is that Shanquella died. And so she said that out of retaliation for a second, and she wasn't really saying that because she kept preferencing herself. She kept saying the real bitches know that I'm not really feeling like this, but I'm gonna say it for the bitches that don't know, or for the bitches that want to be disrespectful.
Yeah,
but isn't that out of anger and frustration?
I mean,
yeah, if you just continue trying to demonize somebody or demonize a full group, then
well, let me ask her, how would you feel if someone said that towards your loved one?
She wasn't saying it towards Shanquella at all. She was saying it towards these women and men that are making this about being trans. The women and men that are making this about the trans community don't give a fuck about Shanquella. Okay, they don't care. They don't want to see Shanquella's justice. They just want to make this about transphobia. Like, they just want to make this about the trans community. Like, it's sick. Like, they're not moving on from that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you think she looks manly. Like, what happened to the good old days when motherfuckers would just be like, she looked manly or whatever and move the fuck on? Like, why are they making this so much about that? Oh, yes, this is a trans woman. It is. And like, it's like, come on. Like, what does that matter? Are you trying to say that, oh, she'd be alive if this wasn't a trans woman? If in your mind, because it's not a trans woman. Like, what is the point of drilling it in the fact that it's a trans woman? You know what I'm saying? Like,
because
I understand what you're saying. You know what I love what the family did? Like, God bless the family. You know what I love what they did? They didn't respond to none of that garbage.
Yeah.
They did not respond to none of that garbage. They didn't give it no energy at all. And sometimes giving no energy at all is the best energy to give something.
Yeah, I understand that, but I'm sorry. I think maybe I'm just different. Maybe I'm just meant to be on the ground at war, because it's only so much of energy I'm gonna keep not giving a person. There's only so much energy I'm gonna keep trying to turn the other cheek. Because the whole thing is that we literally, and not only that, we also have a manifestation. No, but here's the thing, because there's a deeper conversation. The reason why the demonization of trans and queer people is so dangerous, it's because we literally have a manifestation, and I'm gonna pull it up for you. Contra, you got anything you want to say before? Because I'm about to pull it up.
I was kind of just jumping in. It seemed like TST feels some of the rhetoric is insensitive. I'm trying, because I just jumped in, so I'm just trying to figure out where y'all at in the discussion.
Yeah, see,
it seems like you already know where you're at. I don't understand your accent.
I'm wondering if the family really did stay out of it, because I saw a message from the sister, saying something about, it or whatever. And I took that both ways. If she was responding to the transphobia, then that was wrong, and she didn't need to do that if she's grieving. But if she, I understand it because she was grieving, but at the same time, it's not nonsensical. I mean, but if she was just saying it like the monster, then that's okay too. Then I get that. But
here it is right here. This is the reason why it's dangerous. Police have identified the 5 people unalive.
Wait, reckless. You don't have to do that for me. I live in New York City. Trust me.
No, I know that.
Trust me. I'm a transsexual.
But that's
I'm a
the thing.
transsexual in New York City.
I like to bring
I've
up
had
visuals.
friends that have been killed. So trust me, I know.
I know that, but I like to bring up visuals for people. But that's the thing. Like, that's the reason why it's very dangerous, and you have to nip it in the bud, because now you don't know who's listening to all these different content creators. You don't know which motherfucker that's crazy enough to actually go out there and commit the crime that this content creator is sane enough and knows not to do. But however, you never know who's listening to that frequency and is going to carry it out. And so, yes, it needs to be addressed. And the thing about it is that the issue is that a lot of people are having issue with trans women addressing it. You can't drag trans women into it, and then when they address it, and then not only that, y'all dragged them in it. You didn't fact check. Then on top of that, you guys come with the homophobic, transphobic rhetoric. Then when they come to address it, and then rightfully get spicy back with you, all of a sudden everybody else wants to, oh no, you shouldn't be. No, you dragged them in it. Now, they never say anything about the actual victim, Shan. They never say about Miss Robinson. They never said anything. She never even said anything about Dejana. Girl, I'll be Dejana. There we go. There we go. About Dejana.
I like to call
her. You and this Daphne. And so all she really said was, Dejana is not trans. She's one of your own. In response to the transphobia that was going on.
Why isn't the
people were just waiting? They couldn't people. I want you to when you go to these YouTube streets, they were living for it, as in they were living for the person to be trans.
Reckless, I know they're waiting. They're always waiting for us because we're the treasure of the Black community.
Mm-hmm.
Our ancestors know we're the treasure. They treat us like treasures, like back in the ancient days, as they would call it. You know, they knew what we were. These people have forgotten because we are the children of the children of the children. So we have forgotten everything.
Mm-hmm.
So there's never going to be a time where they're not after us.
Yeah.
There's never.
When Madison came back and clocked their ass on my goddamn head, I was here for it. I was like,
there's never going to be a time where it's safe for us.
Well, what does that mean?
Ever.
So that means that we don't defend ourselves and we don't speak up, because for every time that they do that, we're gonna wear their motherfucking ass out.
I never said that. I never said that.
What's the solution, though? You're not also, but you aren't saying it as well. It's like you're saying, well, because this is the way that it's going to be, then it is what it is, and that's not going to fly for some of us. For those who want to lay down and want to let it be what it is, they can do that.
Well,
God bless them.
CTV, this is what I'm saying. If you want the honest truth, because I know you love honesty a lot.
Yeah.
So why I'm saying we don't attack someone who's Black and female and dead.
But who was she attacked by?
Well, we don't say, oh, that's one of yours.
So my question, if that's the case, then that same logic should go to the Black females that attacked Madison or was attacking the trans community.
It should, but being that she is a celebrity of some kind, she is a celebrity, right? So being that she is a celebrity, they look at her in a certain way, and they don't look at her like just one person, which is unfair to her. So unfair. But they look at her as a whole community.
T.S. So it's this whole thing about. So would it have been a better statement if she would have said Shanquella Robinson is one of y'all's?
That's pretty much what she said, isn't it?
No, I'm asking you, would that have been better? Because you keep getting hung up on the statement one of y'all's.
Yeah,
that's one of y'all's. Like, would it have?
CTV, that wouldn't bother you if someone passed away and someone told you that? If someone gay passed away and someone straight told you that?
But the statement was about Dejanay. It wasn't about Shanquella. She was saying Dejanay is one of y'all's. That's not one of ours. That's one of y'all's. Dejanay belonged to y'all, cis hetero woman. The statement didn't even have anything to do with Shanquella.
You didn't find that insensitive to someone?
I never find the facts insensitive. I don't care how soon they come, how later they come, or if they come in between. The facts are the facts. I never find the facts offensive.
You don't find it offensive to someone who's died.
But it's not. But the
statement wasn't about someone who died. The statement was about the woman who took the life of the woman who died. The statement had nothing to do with
Shanquella. The foundation, everything was around her.
The statement,
the foundation of the conversation was around her.
TS, I don't think that you are realizing, but you are like, what you're doing is called reaching. And you're reaching for the stars and the moons and the UFOs and the galaxies.
Really? What? Could you explain it to me? How?
I just
Can I
did.
ask
You are making
No, by telling me by
a
telling me
statement. You are making a,
CTV by telling me words is not explaining anything.
well, I
Can
can't
I
tell
ask
it to
a
you
question?
telepathically. I have to use my words.
No, I asked you,
and I'm
can you explain it to me how? And apparently you could not.
well, I need you to actually listen with the intent to understand if you want to understand. The statement had nothing to do with Shanquella, but you keep making TS's statement about Shanquella in and of herself. The statement had
The
nothing to do with
foundation
the
foundation of the whole
you
conversation
are
was
listening
around
to
her.
no. The foundation of her conversation was about the women who created a fake narrative over trans women being responsible for the brutal beating of Shanquella. T.S. Madison was speaking to the naysayers and to those who created that narrative by saying, no, trans women had nothing to do with this. Dejanay belongs to y'all. She's one of y'all, not one of us. She's not trans. She's cisgendered.
And how would you feel when if someone said that to you?
I would be glad they cleared that shit the fuck up.
Really?
Really? Yes.
Someone who passed around your friend that passed away.
And guess what? When I'm dead, my friends better whip ass off in these streets. They better go harder than T.S. Madison ever went when I'm gone. They better tear it up out here on these streets.
But there was no whipping ass here. There was just words.
Exactly. So my issue is why are you more hung up on T.S. Madison saying that when all the response had to be was, you're right, T.S. from the public. All they had to say was, you know what, right, girl?
Well, she wasn't right, girl. I'm sorry. She's not right.
The picture has been debunked. The photo was photoshopped. You're right, sis. We apologize if trans women fell away, that we dragged them into a situation that had nothing to do with and made them partially responsible for something they didn't do. Our bad. That could have also been like, don't just hold TS accountable, hold the response of the public just as accountable as well. Because
does the public have a face and body like T.S. Madison that they could go to?
Yeah, they do. They all got avatars. They all got names.
And they all work as a collective.
You are TST up here. You have a responsibility. That's Reckless. That's Ashley. That's Mary, the CTV. Yeah. You talked. She did what she was supposed to do as a trans woman with a platform. She did what she was supposed to. And it's ironic that she did that because just 48 hours later, a whole nightclub was shot up by a hater.
I saw that. Yeah.
And this is what TS and a lot of us are talking about. This rhetoric endangers the lives of people who are already susceptible to violence from society. So no, we can't afford to let these lies slide. We can't afford to let y'all paint and insert trans women at y'all discretion, because these women's lives are already susceptible to the violence. And now with the situation going viral and international and everybody being on edge because everybody is invested in what happened to Shanquella, no, y'all not about to assert an already vulnerable group to a situation that people already emotional over, and now folk gonna be running around the country potentially projecting their feelings about what they believe a trans woman did to Shanquella on the trans woman they have proximity to. She did absolutely what she was supposed to do with her platform.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't agree, but okay. I heard what you said. I don't exactly agree that the foundation around someone, who passed it, you would say that it's one of yours. I'm sorry, that's insensitive to someone.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Do you feel like it was insensitive for Shanquella's father, Bernard Robinson, to describe to the public all of the injuries that Shanquella had that him describing her deceased body to us, him describing her busted lip, her busted eye, the knots on her head, etc., her decomposed body, do you think that was insensitive as well?
I don't know why. You want me? Okay? I don't know why he did that. I don't know if he did that to try to draw the public into the case, to get attention, to try to get charges against charges boy with these people that has helped the murder of his child. I have no clue why he did that.
But T.S. Madison has told you.
I can't speak for him.
But T.S. Madison has spoke for herself, and you don't even. I mean, she is setting the context for why she's defending a vulnerable class of people in this country.
Both groups are vulnerable, but the most vulnerable person here is Miss Robinson, the person that passed.
T.S., we know that.
She's
but the thing is that she wasn't talking about Miss Robinson. She was talking about Dejanay. And even then, she wasn't even targeting Dejanay. She was clearing it up. And she was directing it towards the public, the homophobes, transphobes that were trying to run off with the narrative that can lead to the lies that can possibly take every queer person on this panel's life. Because you don't know who may hear that and look at me, because I go out proudly where I go. Look at me, look at Conscious, look at you, and might in their head and be like, you know what? And just do whatever. So, and on top of that,
we're gonna take one for the team. Since y'all want to kill Shanquella, bitch, we gonna kill y'all. Since y'all wanna be beating on cisgender women, we're gonna beat y'all motherfucking hoes to death. That's what T.S. Madison was trying to get in front of. Because that's the type of ignorant crap that happens. She was trying to prevent another situation. She was trying to prevent us, another person being in the headlines and in the news. I don't understand how that can't be appreciated. She didn't say anything disrespectful. All she did was, like Reckless said, she just cleared it up, boo. Y'all woke up to tagging me and stuff, asking me why I'm not talking about this situation, because I talk about everything else. But now, because it's a trans woman who done allegedly hurt this woman, I ain't got nothing to say. Then come to find out, who y'all calling trans ain't even of trans orientation, and this is a whole cis woman. So now what I have to say is, Dejanay is not trans. She's not one of us. She's one of y'all. And rest in peace, Shanquella. Simply put. Where's the infraction?
I've never heard you talk like that, CTV. It's the very first time. I've never heard you talk like that around death ever. And you're a spiritual person. I mean, I watch you. So I've never heard you. Like,
yes. You may not have, baby. You might want to go back and listen to, baby. You might want to go back and listen to my takeoff commentary, because it was a real rough ride.
I've heard you read The Girls Under the Bus. I've heard you say many things.
It was a rough ride, baby.
But someone did, before I get to you, Ashley, someone did have a question. Okay, right here, Mary. I'm wondering if her issues is with disrespecting the deceased, or does she think Madison hindered the trans community? T.S.
My thing is, it is disrespectful of the deceased. I am an empath, so I feel that intensely. It is disrespectful of the deceased. We are Black people. We feel energy very well. So, and I do. What was the other question?
Oh no, the question was, is it like, are you hung up on the point of disrespecting the dead, or do you think that Madison was hindering the trans community in that moment?
Well, I felt not only did it disrespect the dead, the person that's laying there, because the energy around the person that's laying there, and also to give that towards the community to say, well, that's one of yours. You deal with it.
No, it wasn't. Yeah. It wasn't to deal with it. Like, she wasn't saying that. She was saying, T.S.
Actually, I can kind of understand why you might have been.
Okay. Y'all keep laughing because I'm not saying the name of the people. I don't really recall the name of the people. It don't matter who she said the name towards,
No.
but she's saying the name. She's saying the name towards the Black straight community. Correct?
So we're gonna have empathy for the Black straight community, the same community that doesn't have empathy for us. Is that what you're saying, T.S.?
Wait.
Yes, we have. Yes. That's exactly what I'm saying. If we have empathy around white people, we have empathy around everyone else. Why can't we have empathy around Black straight people?
That's the whole thing. You're taking it out of context because she wasn't like saying it from a place of like anger or hatred or any of that. Like she was just saying it like she wasn't even talking to cis women. She was talking to the ones that are saying it's trans. She wasn't really like she meant to say it's one of y'all's, as in like it's it could come across as like it's a double entendre almost.
It does come across. It comes across as that. When you think about it immediately in your mind and you're not thinking, and someone says those words towards you, someone who's lying there, and you're thinking of someone, and you're in pain, you may not even know the person. That's what that message sounds. She may not have. I don't. Wait. Let me just say this. I don't think that was her intentions. I don't think.
Shanquella being disrespected by that. She was probably rooting her on like, yeah, let's get to the real nitty gritty because you guys are trying to throw everybody off their tracks by putting monkey wrenches in the whole situation by even focusing on something that's not even need to be focused on. Whether Dejanay is a man or a woman, let's get that girl. Like that's really what's important. Like not.
But there's a whole community around attacking her around that.
I know,
saying they were disrespected. Saying they were disrespected.
Who was disrespected?
A whole community is attacking T.S. Madison, feeling that they was disrespected.
How?
The trans community,
because the hit dog gonna holler. If you weren't the one being transphobic, then why would you feel disrespected?
The many Black females feel disrespected by what she said.
Oh, why? Because a trans woman have the audacity to stick up for themselves?
Who? What many Black females? Which ones?
I go through YouTube. You will find
I'm
many.
One of them.
Oh, because they already been they already hate her just because she's trans.
Right. There are some of them that have their own personal issues with her. They do. There are some of them
Okay, so Ashley, I want to get you up in here. All right, so what are your thoughts? What's going on?
Well, I just want to say that I love you and I love Conscious, and hey to everyone on the panel.
Hey,
I've been listening. I lost my voice but anyway, I am a cisgender Black woman. I understood where she was coming from. I definitely understood it. Because it wasn't an attack on anyone. It was just the point of the other community being brought to the table for no reason ever. It didn't matter if it was a joke. It didn't matter what it was. It was wrong at the end of the day.
And that's all I'm saying. Like, I'm a little intense. I'm an empath.
No. I'm saying that it's wrong for T.S. Madison to be attacked. I'm in agreement.
Yeah, that's wrong too. I don't think no one.
Wait. Allow Ashley to finish. Then continue, Ashley.
I'm in allegiance with T.S. Madison because I didn't feel a way when she said what she said. I knew where she was coming from.
Because guess what? You're not one of the ones that were being transphobic.
No, I was not.
So it did, yes, and so that's the point. If you weren't being transphobic, then certain women wouldn't feel hit. unless you were being transphobic by what then what Madison said would have affected you. But since Ashley wasn't being transphobic and she didn't feel hit.
No,
So you're telling me the only people that are bothered by this are the ones that are transphobic?
Yes.
And
Yes.
people who have a problem with T.S Madison too.
Right.
Yes.
That have a different problem with T.S Madison.
Because if the shoe was on the other foot, how would you feel being attacked? You a trans woman, you see.
How would I feel being attacked? I wouldn't have said anything like that. I don't think I would have. I don't know.
But you are a trans woman. You know, there's
Right.
already a lot of stipulations around trans women. Some women don't get the gender or any of that, the roles correct. People need
That
to
is
educate
true.
themselves. And I just feel like what she said was not wrong. Because if the shoe was on
That
the other foot, they already the people already set the trans girls out for no apparent reason at all. Why she can't defend herself and her community? I would.
I never
I
said she
would, and
cannot do that.
I
The
would have
only
said it
issue
how
I
I
have.
felt, just like she did. I would have said it exactly how she said it.
How would you have said it, TST? If someone was telling you it was trans girls, and then we all found out it wasn't the trans girls that did it, what would you say?
I basically would have said I'd wait until the facts come out, knowing this whole thing how it runs. I don't know any information. I don't know any information right now. I wait until the facts come out. God bless the young lady. But wait until the facts come out.
But that's the thing. The facts were
That's what
already
she
out.
did. In retrospect, that's what she did because she found out that there was a woman.
A cisgender
That's what she did.
So she found that out. So
And
the facts were out. It's just that people was kept trying to run with this narrative because of their own conscious or unconscious bias, and they were thirsty over and getting another opportunity to drag trans people specifically. And so her being a big voice within the trans community, just imagine she didn't say nothing. And she knew that this was a lie, and she knew that they were dragging people, and only God knows if they would have did damage. Like it's her. Well, if you have a big platform, you feel like it's your job to say something because they're not going to hear them over down the street, but they're going to hear me.
And low key, they kind of did do damage because the day after that, they shoot up the gay club and they killed several people.
Exactly. And I just don't understand like what the problem is with the truth, because even when the Jeffrey Dahmer Netflix series that came out, there was a lot of controversy from the LGBT community about Netflix listing the docuseries under LGBT as a category, and I was just like, no, this is one of ours, and it is what it is. Mm-hmm. It is, because there's bad apples in every single group, so we can't control the narrative in that way. Like if Jeffrey Dahmer was gay, and that seems to be the way that he lives his life, he was predominantly attracted to men. He was only documented to be with men. It is what it is. He's gay. Mm-hmm. We can't push that away because we don't like who he is as a gay man or what he did as a gay man, because now we're also participating in a false reality about humanity. And the reality is wickedness transcends culture, creed, orientation, race, etc. Any and all human beings have the capacity to do wrong. So I don't know why in this case the statement is, look, she's not one of ours. Dejanay belongs to y'all. And all the community who was tagging T.S. Madison could have said in return was, you're right, period. She is one of ours. In the story. End the story.
Girl,
End the story.
you laugh, CT, because you know that's sis. You know that's sis. You know that's sis to say that's one of yours. while someone is lying on the ground dead. Come on.
But the thing,
That's sis.
but the thing is that they're going with a narrative and trying to drag trans people. It's a response. Let's stop trying to harp on the response. Let's harp on what the hell they did. If you would have fact checked the picture, T.S Madison would have felt no reason. Because if you would have fact checked it, you never would have had everybody would have went into a transphobe. Okay? So do you want me to show you a video of a transphobic rant that happened? Because maybe I have to make you a believer. Do you want to see that? I will literally go.
You really didn't understand when I said I live in New York City. You really didn't understand when I said I live in New York City, huh? But you can show it. You can show it.
But that's the thing. But people were going on rants because they were under a false tense that this person was trans, and that wasn't the case. And it's like, hold up, y'all did all that? Nah, that's one of y'all's. Because you did all that hollering, sending us to hell once again, and then just to find out that's not us, that's y'all.
So you know what they did? They poked the TS, and that's the result that they ended up with. But that result of what she said kind of backfired on her also.
How?
By her it did not. People are not upset with her. They're not attacking her.
I'm gonna be upset with you. Whenever you do not sit back and kiss the ring, they're always gonna be upset at you. This trans woman has the nerve to say
only people who wanted the misinformation to be
true
facts and true are upset at her because it was the truth. Only people who wanted to be a trans woman so bad, they wanted there to be trans so bad. They want that to be true so bad. Those are people who are mad that T.S. Madison used her large platform to remind everybody of the facts. That nope, not us, boo. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's what y'all. I know y'all are salivating at the mouth at the thought that y'all had a reason now to justify all of your bigotry, right? Because if this was a trans woman, boo, all that stuff that y'all been taught about us, all that stuff they said about us in church, right? Y'all now have your opportunity to witch hunt, right? This is the abomination the Lord was talking about, right? This is the confusion the Lord was talking about, right? Y'all thought y'all finally had us, boo.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all thought y'all finally had us by the titty, right? Nope, sorry. Not one of us. Not one of us. Nope. Maybe another day, but not today. Not today. So those are the people who are mad. Those are the people who are upset. Those are the people who are still dragging Madison. Those are the people who fell away. Those are the people now who want to act like, okay, the photo never happened now. Now that queer people done stepped up and stood up for themselves. Now, no, let's get back to Shanquella. No, it could have stayed at Shanquella had y'all verified the photo to begin with. Had y'all not allowed y'all transphobia to just jump out of y'all at the opportunity y'all thought y'all had to be transphobic. It could have remained about Shanquella, whether it was a trans woman or not. It could have been about the fact that at the end of the day, this young woman still lost her life. Regardless of who took her life. But y'all wanted to double down and make it about who took her life, what gender identity, what gender expression, what orientation of the person it was that took her life. Because all of that unconscious and conscious bias, unconscious and conscious homophobia, unconscious and conscious transphobia is what a lot of these people don't want to admit to themselves. And that's what we're trying to get them to do, is if you would admit that you are transphobic or queerphobic or homophobic, you would be able to start working and catching your own microaggressions toward people of those orientations.
CTV, life is too short. You'll spend a lifetime trying to change someone to make them see the mirror, and they will not see it.
What?
What
I
that
don't know that
mean?
to be the case because my platform alone.
Wait. Just let me give you another example. It's like trying to, it's trying to show teach a
TS,
racist that he or she is not
TS,
racist.
TS. I have been able. I can't accept that because my platform alone is filled with feedback from people who came into my platform one way and have left another way. The conversations that we have on my platform have changed people who you said can't be changed. Have changed people who you say won't see the light of day. Have aided people who you're saying are too reprobate and stuck in their ways. I'm a man of hope. I don't do what I do because it's hopeless out here. What keeps me going and keeps us at these conversations and keeps us covering these topics is the fact that people are getting the education that they need for those who actually want it. But to your point, of course, there are people who don't want to learn. Of course, there are people who are going to double down on what they feel. We're not doing this for those people. We are doing this for the people who have the potential and have the capacity to take the leap to the other side and who do.
I understand that. I really do. And I understand everything you just said. I didn't mean to interrupt you in case you thought I did. Apologize for that. Um, um, we as people, we are only one, and we could only control what we do, and that's what I meant. I meant that I can control what somebody else do and what they think and feel or want to do. Right? The people that came on your platform and changed their minds, I believe that they took the first step, and it's good that you have an open door policy for these people. Um, I'm sure it takes a lot of energy out of you to um, do the back and forth. I've seen it on your channel many times. Um, and I applaud you for that. I mean, I have done that throughout my life. I mean, in a way, I don't think as gay people, whether we like it or not, there are heterosexual people that would push themselves onto you. So, in a way, we kind of have to do that, even if some of us reject doing it. So, in a way, I understand what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And everybody is at various levels of understanding. Some students are kind of already there. You just have to give them a little bit more information. Some people are kind of on the like, okay, I like you would have to start from the beginning with me because I do not understand. Like I literally had people in my live chat earlier who were like, okay, I can be honest. I don't understand the trans thing at all. And I've had people literally leave comments under my videos where we've covered these topics and been like, CTV, you have my mind rolling on this issue. I am so interested to understand trans people. I'm literally now taking classes. I'm literally now seeking out trans people because I want to understand. I want to know.
You looking at one of them.
And that reckless. I mean, the progressive open, act like reckless king LGBT here was also ignorant in some ways and bigoted in some ways when he first discovered me. And now look at him as gay as sugar.
You know why that is, CTV? You know why I think that is? I don't really know the details between you and Reckless, but why I think that is because there's an energy you have that's very powerful. I don't know what you consider yourself spiritually because I'm an empath and I see it in you. I don't know if you see that in you. When you have that sort of energy, people are drawn to you, even with anger and hate, and they don't know why they're drawn to you. The good and the bad is drawn to you. So I understand completely because you get that.
So how do you feel, TS? I mean, you are a trans woman yourself, I mean, how do you feel about the fact that when that photo got sent out, that it was an indirect whistleblow to trans folks, and that you could have also potentially been hurt and targeted as a result of people actually believing that trans women are out here hating cis women to this degree and out here beating cis women down? Like, how would you have felt that this rhetoric would have incited potentially more emotional or physical violence against you, and you know that you are already a part of a vulnerable minority group? I would imagine that there's a certain level of fear that comes when people go to othering trans women for whatever reason.
Well, fear is not a gender thing. Fear is coronavirus. Fear is many things. Fear comes in many different shapes. So it's all about how you handle it. As you get older, you learn to handle it better and better. And when you're younger, you know you probably run from it. You're afraid of it. You know you react to it. It controls you. But as you get older, you realize you are in control of you. And so that's what I feel about it. Like the coronavirus, for instance, give an example. The coronavirus, for instance, a lot of people was in fear. A lot of people, including myself. Like, so fear can hit you in many places. When you think you have developed one muscle, fear could hit you with another muscle. So yeah, it could happen. But as you go through it, hopefully you learn to climb each ladder faster and use less oxygen to do so.
So are you saying that you don't have any concerns about living in a culture or in a society that's transphobic, that you walk around not
I'm saying this is, I would be a fool not to walk around not concerned about anything like that. I would be a fool not to be walked around anything that's around me being Black in the era that we're in and being trans. So therefore that would be idiotic of me. That would be me living in my own world, you know, not in the world, right? So of course I'm concerned, and in many ways I've shown that concern with working in and out the community and around the community. So I've definitely hear what everyone's saying that is trans or gay. Those things are exist. They are real. There are those. When I first saw the pictures of that young lady and the pictures, them saying that the other person was trans, and I first saw that, I thought, that's sad that the Black community would do that. Anyone in the Black community would do that. You know, any one person, because it's sad that we live in a world that you have to link one person to a whole community, but that's how it works in this world. So, and that's why I thought of it. I thought it was horribly sad, and it's quite disgusting.
Oh, show. Very disgusting.
And so now I'm back, y'all. I've been off here trying to fix this stuff. Dang it. I'll just fix it later. Let me just do this.
What are you trying to fix?
Just live. Hold on. I had something that pop up. That's why I was like letting y'all talk.
All these content for me were the biggest disappointment in all of this, because I just try to, I am pro-Black, but, you know, I try to, you know, support as many Black people as possible, but it's hard for me to support bullshit. It really is. Well, I can't.
Okay, so let me go through some of these comments, girl. I'm about to
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you good. You go.
What was funny was that like certain creators that have a certain niche went outside of that niche just to bash and be transphobic.
Because they was waiting to do that all along. That they was just waiting on their hot seats to do that because they are haters. And haters are your biggest promoters. Don't ever let them make you feel any way about yourself because they're your biggest promoters. Your biggest promoters.
I like embody that. Like for me, I just look at my lovers. I don't even look at my haters.
Well,
it was disappointing a while to see.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we should expect it because it's always debauchery when it comes to these things.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I was like, it's sad to see, but am I shocked? I don't know. Like, I really wasn't shocked.
Because, around death and polarizing death, everybody always is automatically looking for somebody to blame. And it's looking to immediately put the pieces of the puzzle together because we believe that the faster we put it together, the faster we can bypass the grieving process.
Mm-hmm.
And so, of course, just trying to get into the situation and say, okay, this is just over jealousy. Oh, okay, this is a trans woman. All these things, all these absolutes help us to drive the grieving over this weird polarizing circumstance forward. And it's like, yeah, no, it's not best to do that because you ruin the integrity of what's actually taking place here by being in a rush to get to the bottom line and then by being reckless. No pun intended. With stories like this, and it just didn't make sense to there's already a young woman who lost her life to then put other vulnerable people at risk, which is really wild to do that in the situation. I look, let me tell you, talking about empathy and being an empath, when Nazir, the guy who went live twice to tell his side and to please innocence, when he was saying that he was being doxxed and they were doxing, his parents and his grandparents and all of this, I thought that was out of order too, because you can't do that. You just can't do that. Like, we are social media, but we're not the authorities. And we don't have the right to endanger other people and then have the nerve to be unclear about the facts on top of that.
Yeah.
And the fact that this man lives with his mom or wherever these addresses were connected to, and that there are people who have nothing to do with that, who may live with him, like his mother, his grandmother. As crazy as social media is anybody ready to take the blood on their hands if somebody wants to throw a pipe bomb through one of these windows of these addresses on this man and potentially harm somebody in that home? Because people are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Like a motherfucker.
There was a situation that happened last year or a few months ago where some had went down and they had doxed the person, and then somebody went to the person's house and had set their car on fire or set their house on fire, and then it was the wrong damn house. Like, people are just like people are crazy.
Wow.
People are crazy.
Wow.
Out of their minds, and people on social media get irrationally invested. And so, anytime that we can dispel a myth, dispel a falsity, it's important. And I think it's also important for us in social media to know our place and to know our lanes. It's not our lanes to take this outside of social media. That's why we have systems and institutions put in place and people who have this as an expertise to do all of that. We are out of order when we reach from outside of the screen. We are out of order when we put in people's lives in danger, and we don't even have the whole facts around anything.
Right. And to your point, that actually is one of the things I was worried about when they were throwing out this narrative. It's like, not only are you giving people who are guilty of this murder, not only you're giving them like ideas, but like you're making it, you're throwing people here and there, because you know how police always say they get hundreds of thousands of tips, and sometimes they're throwing them down rabbit holes, and it takes time. So yeah, I'm just like, first 48 type stuff is like, whoa, like we're really messing stuff up, and why do we do this?
Yeah, it muddies the waters,
and for all we know, Dejanay could really right now have a buzz cut and be
yeah.
But people are looking at her to be a man, so she ain't gonna do that. No, she ain't gonna do that. She gonna get a blonde. She gonna get the blonde wig because your credit go up.
Bye.
In the house.
Oh my God! If I was low vibration and trying to get away with something, I would be growing a whole shadow right now, baby. I'll be on every type of test, baby. They might as well scrap that social security number, baby. I'll be a whole nother human being when this all said and done.
Baby, you ain't lying. You was not lying. Alrighty, y'all. So, what do you guys see? What do you guys' last sentiments? Because I'm about to wrap this bad boy up.
Well, I saw this was initially about August Alsina, but I missed all that. But I would just say, I hope that TST. I hope that TST. I hope that TST just realized that T.S. Madison didn't mean any harm, and that she's trying to keep there for being more fuckery than what there has to be, because it's just not necessary. And people are wild right now. Social media is really outrageous and out of control, and people do try to take this stuff offline, and people do try to do really messed up things to people as a result of narratives that get spun online. Not everybody on these in these live chats and panels and out here in these YouTube streets are healthy and sane people. And I hope that TST can just see that it was just a clarification on who did and who did not do what, and that social media is the one who jumped out of the window with all of those narratives. But great conversation, great panel. It was great being up here with TST and Mary and you, Reckless. Thank you for having the show.
All righty. Anybody else got something to say?
I just want to say thank you so much, Reckless and CTV. Sorry, Reckless, if I didn't keep the focus on your topic. I'm so sorry. I was trying to get into CTV earlier.
Yeah, I kept accepting you, TST, but you kept clicking out for some reason.
Yeah, I don't do this often. Sorry. I do know how to use technology. And I don't mean that I'm not the type of person to fight back. I'm the type of person that feels like if you're gonna harm me, we're going together. So I don't mean that in any way that we shouldn't fight back. I mean, if we're gonna fight back, we're gonna fight back who our true enemies are, and there are some Black people that are true enemies to us. So, and that's all. And I just want T.S. Madison to be okay and to keep her fans and not to have these haters overshadow her success and her beauty and everything else. So thank you for letting me talk on your platform. Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome. Mary, you got any last thoughts?
No, just the fact that I was right, because August Alsina is bi, and best dick, and we all know he's been, very highly talked about in these streets. So I was right about that. Like,
I want to ask y'all about that real quick. Do y'all? Because some people was like, well, the way that August did it seems very ambiguous. Are y'all convinced that this is a sexuality thing?
I'm not fully convinced because I'm getting out of the mindset of thinking just because black men show affection, that doesn't mean that they're gay. So I'm not fully convinced. I'm gonna leave open room. But also too, I just got word on my Instagram and stuff that's possibly gonna be one of his relatives. I don't know. So this is
that's kind of been dispelled that it's not his brother, because they were trying to say that it was his brother, but it's not.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know.
But let me tell you, what tripped me up was when he said, "I'm breaking the social construct."
Yeah.
To your point, when you was like, you know, okay, like the obvious would be, oh, they're gay, but it's like, nah. The what he could be doing is like deepening his relationship to a man without restricting things just because, oh, this is a bro. Like, no, I can hug this man. This man can open me up emotionally into things that I can create a deeper bond. And yet that still sounds very homoerotic, but nonetheless,
I was opened up before.
he wanted the women out here had their girlfriends checking their titties for cancer lumps and shit. Why men can't be close to each other without it being?
That's what I'm saying. I'm leaving open room.
Okay,
no, I'm happy no matter what, because at one point in time I was really scared, like really concerned about August, but now it seems like he's in a better headspace. So I'm happy for him. Yeah. Whatever it is, it makes him happy. I'm happy for him.
That part. I don't want to think that it's not it's yeah. I don't want to think it because I don't want to agree with the fact that
she doesn't want to be right. That's what it is.
I don't want to. Yeah.
She may be because he know what he was doing. So hell.
And plus, it's a show.
I don't know. I would like to see a photo with a penis hanging out his mouth just to make sure.
Oh my god! No, you didn't want to see it.
Just to make sure we're not making any mistakes here.
Oh my god! Alrighty, y'all. So that is it, y'all. Y'all have anything else you guys want to say?
No, that was it. This was a great show.
All right, thank you. All right, y'all. Well, thank you guys so very much. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. All righty. Let me do this, baby. All righty, y'all. So that is it. Let me check my comments before I even turn this off. Now, y'all, remember I done said I wanted this video to be 35 minutes. We're going to try this again next time. I'm going to start trying to make my videos 30 to 45 minutes max. We're going to try. We're going to try to do that so we can get the retention. So when people come to these videos, they can stay on. But I really did enjoy the show. I really did like the opposing views on both topics. I like the fact that whatever August has going on, I'm just glad that he's happy. I'm going to leave room for Black men being able to show affection to one another without actually having or making a requirement for them to be gay, bisexual, queer, whatever. So that is it for my video for today, guys. Please make sure you guys pop that like button, hit the subscribe button, and please, please, please smack that notification bell so do not miss any of my posts from me. And until next time, guys, I will see you guys later. Deuces!